This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster who's here who's full of hot, I don't know, I'm not even full, my air's not even hot. I'm not full of hot air. I'm full of what would be empty air, but I was just filling it with random words while I was trying to think of something witty to say, which I didn't come up with, which is okay, because I'm here to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff so you can fall asleep. I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to be your friend in the deep, dark night. And if you're new, I'm so glad you're here. This podcast does take some getting used to, so give it a few tries, see how it goes. That's just what most of the listeners said. Oh, okay. It took me a while to figure out that I'm only supposed to barely pay attention to this guy, or he's serious when he says he's just here to take my mind off stuff and keep me company. But I'm so glad you're here. Structurally, what we got is support. That's how the show comes out. Free Choice Week, then a long, meandering intro, separate from the support, a show within a show meant to ease you into bedtime. And then we'll be covering the final episode of The Mandalorian, Chapter 8, 16, 28, Chapter 24, Season 3, Episode 8. So that'll be a nice way to carry you off. Really put like on a, I don't know if it's on a high note, but it's on an up, it's on a positive note. And yeah, so I'm glad you're here. Stick around and I'll try to put you to sleep. This is time for Sleep With Me, the podcast. It's here to put you to sleep. And these sponsors are how we're able to do it for free twice a week. All right, everybody, Scooter here. We're talking about the final episode of the Mandalorian, chapter 24. 8 plus 8 is 16, and 16 plus 8 is 24. The Return. I almost wanted to start humming the catchy tune of The Mandalorian, but I won't because that would, not be part of the podcast. We're booting up the plus here. And, what do we got? Starts with a recap. The Dark Council with, who's that? Not Grief, whoever that dude is that we don't like, whose name, I don't know why I can never remember it, but and then we get Katie O'Brien talking to him. This cannot be. I shall deal with the Mandalorians. Then we have Bo-Katan saying, hey, let's retake our home world. And then somebody says, is that the voice of Lady Bo-Katan Kryze? And we see jetpacks. Those aren't Mandalorians. And then Axe flies up through a crack. They say, oh, no, they're going to catch us here. No, capital exclamation point. And then says the purge will finally be complete. Moff Gideon says that. I don't know why. There's some names I just have trouble with. I don't even know what Moff means, but I'd say if somebody tells me to call them by a proper term like that, it's already going to be, my mom knew that I wasn't cut out for this type of lifestyle. Like, what does Moff mean? I just put in Moff. It's a political rank held by governors of each sector in the Galactic Empire, Council of Moffs. It's like Council of Moffs. What do you call a Council of Moffs in the pit of Sarlacc? It's my joke of the day. What do you call any Moffs? What do you call even a half a Moff in the pit of Sarlacc? But I'd say prefer more. The more Moffs, the better. The more Moffs that go into the pits of Sarlacc, the better. It was created by Palpatine. Right now I got the Star Wars thing going, so I'm going to have to bounce back here. Yeah, there's the Star Wars. We had the Lucasfilm. Starts in action. We got Bo-Katan, Axe is going, Moff Gideon. So Bo-Katan's leading a bunch of Mandalorians on the run. Axe calls. He says, I'm about to go through the clouds. Bo-Katan says, Moff Gideon's around. This is a base, and they're going up to the fleet, so get everybody out of there. Use the capital ship as a decoy. They got too many ships. Understood. And he says, I'm going to lose signal. Axe Woves really knows his bars, man, as far as like on his phone. Like some people don't know that. It happened to me today. I mean, I should have known, but and I lost my signal. Okay, so the Mandalorians kind of set up whoever's pursuing them, but they're all running, and they kind of lure a bunch of the troopers into, they trick them. They say, take your shiny armor and bury it. And we got the Mandalorian, Din, being dragged. He's sleeping, or is he? They say, who put 2 soldiers in charge of the Mandalorian, even though he was asleep? So he gets away. It is a fairly long action sequence, a lot of moves, and to the extreme. I mean, whoever's doing these action sequences, holy cow, are they? I mean, because they're wearing the armor while they're doing this. I don't know. I don't watch behind the scenes because I just like very cautious ever since GOT, the last season of GOT, to consume any outside consumption. But then IG-12 comes in because and helps. So I didn't know IG-12 was on that side. Grogu, he sprays the Mandalorian. Now, maybe back to spray. I heard that back to spray is good for what ails you. I thought that was something like in one of the games I played. You say, oh yeah, do a little back to spray on that. Is it like Bactine? Maybe, but it actually works. I mean, Bactine just does one thing. It doesn't, so they're talking. He says, Grogu, I need you to be brave for me. We, can't keep running. If, we have to deal with Moff Gideon or this will never end. You're my only hope, cutie pie. Grogu's so cute. You with me? Grogu nods at that. Then, okay, so what time is this at? 5:02 into the episode. Title card comes. Biggest, grandest Mandalorian music we've ever heard. Really good stuff. Biggest title music ever. There's multiple. I said, what is this? A London Philharmonic or what? Then we have running Earth quote. I don't know what that means, Scoots. We got a lot of Mandos running. Oh, the return. Okay, yeah, multiple Mandos running. There's Earth. Oh, the Earth is shaking a lot, which I don't quite understand why. But they've been like lured into some old part of like the floor or whatever. Mando calls Bo-Katan, by the way, got away. I'm going to go catch Moff Gideon. Takes a jetpack from one of the dark troopers. All right, you stay safe. All right, you too. Then one of the local Mandalorians says, hey, I know a place we can hide out. So they fly out. Then we see those TIE interceptors. We don't see any TIE bombers leave yet, though. But pretty cool sequence where they launch out of a cave, like cave-based beings, and they fly up. And then we see Moff Gideon. Now, this is pretty funny. I just, a little tangent. This is at 6:09. Because it comes up later in the episode is the only reason why it's funny to me. And it is sensible. But when our world overlays slightly with there's not a lot the world of Star Wars. I mean there is, well, okay, you got me. There is a lot of overlay. But you wouldn't think in lighting what are these things called? Like lighting installments? No, they have lighting fixtures, right? Okay, so Moff Gideon is in some grand office, kind of like you'd expect. Probably the same office where he had the Dark Council meeting. And he's looking at a 3D projection of the schematics of the base. And he's got, obviously, if you, like, he doesn't have a desk in this office. So I don't know if this is just, this is when he's doing standing, what do you call it, holographic based work, which, I mean, he seems to do a lot of. He does those holo zooms, which, again, thank goodness we don't have that technology. Can you imagine, one, having to go to a Zoom and stand up the whole time? Two, I mean, come on, like, a lot of us are wearing shorts or sweatpants. That's one of the perks of Zoom, is being comfortable. So two, you'd have, if you, like, I mean, especially if you're in some sort of, like, a formal thing like this, where you have to have, like, you'd have to have your pants pressed and everything, and shoes. Presumably, they expect your shoes to shine. So all that, but you need lighting, just like in our world. Their world needs lighting. And even in a large room like this, you're probably going to want to bring the lighting fixture down so it actually is effective. And so, you're hanging it from the ceiling. And so it seems like a somewhat, I mean, now it's in a circle, so it is fancier, than something a normal person would have. And it would be good if he had, like, maybe, here's a free idea. Luckily, Moff Gideon didn't use Knights of the Round Table. Luckily, Moff Gideon didn't do that. But if he did have the Knights of an Oval Table, or the Troopers of the, like, it wouldn't be Troopers of the Oval, that doesn't really work. Like, I hoped he would not be able, as the rhyme goes, but he has the right lighting fixture for that. Or to, like, actually, if this was a library, it'd be pretty good, because you could have back-to-back librarians. Like, this would make a good reference desk, because you could have two outward-facing, or, and if you needed to, well, no, because it could be there's a place for you to come in and out. So probably I've worked in, because I've worked in oval reference desks back when I would, like when I didn't have I had a 3/4 time job. So in order to make enough money to pay my bills, I would pick up, or maybe it was just started at halftime, but I would pick up extra shifts at libraries in the county system I worked for. So sometimes I'd be helming I wouldn't be the librarian in charge. I was only an library assistant 2. But yeah, I would rock. I loved, like, I don't know if I've loved anything in my life. I mean, let's be honest. But I really enjoyed working at a reference desk most of the time, some of the time. And this may be in a lighting. These are a few of the lighting fixtures I've seen. Half ovals and half circles hanging from ceilings. Those are light fixtures that, I'm sorry, I was not singing. I didn't barely even rhymed. Okay, back to the episode. Okay, Moff Gideon's in full, he's like shiny version of Vader. They say, don't worry, everything's about to be taken out. But Moff Gideon says, but he actually has, like, what's funny is he has a green light for Grogu. Or maybe that's for the audience, like me. But he says, yeah, we're going to take out all the Mandalorians, but the Mandalorian and Grogu are free. Now, he doesn't, another, like, a flawed thing. You say, dude, aren't you paying attention to where they are on that map? Wouldn't you have wanted to react sooner? Because he kind of blows it here. But yeah, he says, don't worry, I'm going to go get him. I mean, maybe that's why he has a long walk. So he says, I'll take care of them myself. You should have sent some people that were closer, dude. Okay, so then we see IG-12 and the Mando sneaking around. They have to call R5. And R5 says, I'm hiding. He says, yeah, we got to scomp into the base. Okay, I got to look up what scomp means. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry, but I wanted to confirm that that was the actual word, SCOMP. I said, did he say scomp? I'm like, I'm pretty sure he said scomp. I wrote it down. I put a box around it. I rewrote it in case you couldn't read my handwriting. Okay, it's also an acronym. SCOMP stands for Secure Communications Processor. Oh, wait, maybe that is like, yeah, SCOMP link. Holy cow. I thought SCOMP was like, is that like an adjective, like sneaking around? But yeah, SCOMP is, of course, yeah, SCOMP link is a coupler with an astromech. So that's actually a verb. I thought it was like kind of, is that an adverb? No, ly isn't scomply. We're scompily. But scomp, it has other meanings in other games. But yeah, that makes sense. Secure communications processor. But yeah, so it's a scomp link so he says basically you got to hack into this stuff. I need to know where Gideon's command center is. And there'll probably be other things I need your help. Be brave. Just go Grogu's down here, dude. And he says, I don't speak binary, so I can't understand no, even though if I did learn binary, that would be the easiest thing to learn other than yes, which probably I know, but I'm just saying, no, you could still do it. So that's cute because he probably does speak binary and yes and no. I mean, right? Like, that's what, I don't know it, but. So R5 flies into the base, looks over, takes a peek, and first we see one of those humming four-wheel baby droids that go, do, like it hums to itself. One of my few of my favorite droids, like I've sang before in my imagination. Cute droid, but yeah, R5 hacks in. We see Mando and IG-12 working the halls. The troopers, I guess they're just on certain patrol. They're patrolling the wrong way. IG-12's working. Actually has ability. I don't know if it's Bluetooth or what, but sends it right to the wrist mapper. So Mando great at reading maps because I play video games and I'm like, wait, where the heck is, I needed to visit some fish really. And I said, I can't even find a lake on this map. I was zoomed all the way in. Okay. Axe calls to the, capital ship, and says, yo, they're coming up, Mandalorians have a good, they don't like overthink it. The guy that's flying the capital ship says, okay, like they say, by the way, everything's messed. Get everybody to the surface. A bunch of TIE fighters are on their way. Sure. How shall we proceed? Or maybe he just says something and then he says, that's how he says how we shall proceed. Load the gauntlets, send everybody down as reinforcements. We'll leave this ship behind as a decoy. So Axe runs on, I'll take care of the cruiser and better get moving. So everybody runs off. Axe Wolves has a little bit of Bruce Campbell in him. Like, he doesn't have the funny parts, but he could, I'm sure he could be like, he could pull off a Bruce Campbell. So Mandalorians fly out. They hop on the drop ships. A lot of action sequence here. All those ships head in, out of orbit. There's a fair amount of them. We see the other planet, Celestina or whatever, Concordia. I think that's the right one. Then we see, it's pretty cool because they just miss each other. Oh, there are TIE bombers. And so then the capital ship, Of course, they don't recognize, there's no other ships up there. That's weird. So Axe is like running the ship solo, and he puts everything on auto that he can put on. And then he says, I'm just going to head right towards him. So he just is a distraction. I mean, he's trying to create a distraction and cost him a few fighters. But, obviously it's just a capital ship with one person. So pretty outmanned. Back to the sneaking around with Mando and Grogu 12. Yeah, good driving. Okay, so then we get these laser walls. And Mando says, okay, I only have my wits. That's the only thing I have. So you stay here. R5, open the doors one at a time. Barrier shields. And this is pretty cool. I think this is is this the part? No, it doesn't say that. Oh, no, it's later. But this is another great action sequence. Very fun. Because there's two per shield capsule, there's two dark troopers. So Mando, the Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, R5 jams other walls. So the other troopers have to wait for the door to be unlocked. So they're kind of prepared, but not really, because you're dealing with the Alpha Mandalorian, right? And each time there's a challenge, but then the Mandalorian accumulates more things, and you've got these other dark troopers waiting. So yeah, really cool. What was that? What time was that? Around 12 minutes in. A little bit like the MTV's challenge. I'd say the Mandalorian would be good at that. Probably wouldn't want to see him on there, but then R5 still opened the doors. Oh, it's called a mouse droid. Huh. So the mouse droid finds R5. It has sirens on it. So it starts running sirens. The Mandalorian's like, hey, open the door, dude. R5 does not have a chance to respond because he's dealing with the mouse droid. He uses a little zappy poo, then gets back to work. And there's this cool slide move by Mando where he just totally slides on by. Those armor is also very effective comparatively. And he takes everybody out. He says, good job, R5. Proud of you. R5's proud of himself. Then a bunch of mouse droids, 4 of them with their alarms come. Oh, no, 5. And they start running into him. Oh, no, there's 4. But he just takes off. One, oh boy. 4 mouse droids. Okay, then then IG-12 sees the Mandalorian's moves, and they go into another room, which is full of those back-to tanks, mysterious. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a second. Okay, I was trying to count them before, and I was unsuccessful. I thought there was 12 total, but there might be 14 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. May even be 16, if there missed one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we find out that inside are Moff Gideon lookalikes. And Grogu even peeks at one and does not, it says, Papa, me no likey. Okay, there's 6 there. And the Mandalorian starts messing with the controls. It says, let me overload something. And 6, 7. Yeah, I guess there's 7 on each hall. Very peaceful being in the back to spray, back to tank. So if you're fully submersed, I don't know if this is back to tanks. I'm just saying. Seems to be some other thing. But yeah, then they all go bye-bye. And then we see the Mandalorians flying. From the ones that are trying to get away. And this is kind of like a little bit of a shoehorned plot point, but it's still a nice sequence. They find these underground surface caves full of water and green stuff. Bo-Katan says, holy green stuff. There's flowers and butterflies down here. And they say, yeah, we started build, like, is this natural? They say, well, yeah, there's stuff, trouble above, trouble below. You found these gardens? No, we planted them. They're farms. And these are indigenous to Mandalore. Bo-Katan says, I've never seen anything outside of the, like, domed cities. I say, yeah, once the planet was abandoned, they were sprouted up and we cultivated it. And so, wow, the surface could sustain. All they need is room to grow. And then the armor says, Lady Kryze, your reinforcements have arrived. It's go time. They come out of the rainy clouds, and the Mandalorians, like, fly out and join them. Everybody's, like, nodding and smiling. And so, yeah, they come out, they meet up with the ship. And a lot of cool flying, more jet trails, which we've been enjoying this season. Clouds. The armor starts to send the Mandalorians out. She releases them. She heads out. She meets up with Bo-Katan. Says, what up? I have the sharing. By the way, there's going to be a lot of sharing of the sharing hammer and sharing tongs. Bo-Katan pulls out the darksaber. And the Mandalorians head into the base. Now, somehow they knew they were coming because the Dark Troopers head up to meet them. And then we have like a basic dance off. Everybody wants to share hammer or the Darksaber. But, as the armor likes to say, I am holding the share hammer and share tongs. So share you. And then Bo-Katan says, I know how to use this Darksaber. So all in the air, serious action, back and forth. Then we see, wait a second, holy cow, because now the Mandalorian and Grogu go into the room with the light fixture and the holo map, and the Mandalorian's ready for action now. So it was not that far away, and the door seals them in, of course. So see, what did, Moff Gideon have to use the restroom first, which would make sense because you'd have to take off probably a large portion of his armor. He says, holy cow, my clones were going to be perfect. They were even supposed to have the Force. The one thing I never had. I mean, say, dude, they saved you the trouble. You really want clones to have more power than you? I'm sure he would have, put some other, sure he would put some flaw in there or something, but I think they, were helpful. I can't believe it. They were ready to go, almost. Then the Mando, okay, now they're in the open part of the base, the hangar area or whatever. And he says, Moff Gideon says, let's dance, Mando. So they start to dance, but his suit, I don't know if it's Moff Gideon or the suit or both. I don't know anything about Moff Gideon's history, but he's definitely very spry in this suit. And he definitely has the dancing advantage of against the Mandalorian. And then we have a little slow-mo. I thought this was cool. I forgot what they're called, though. Not the Crimson Guard. That was in Star Wars, or G.I. Joe. Not the High Council. I don't remember what they're called. Crimson, but they go against the Mandalorian, 3-on-1. And just like Paz Vassal, at first you say, holy cow, they made quick work of Mando. But then Grogu comes out. He says no 3 times. And And then in slow motion, they head towards Grogu. And the Mandalorian says, no. Grogu heads off. And Mandalorian trips. They close the door behind them. And Grogu looks to be in trouble. And so does the Mandalorian. Meanwhile, it seems like the Mandalorians are not having any trouble with the Dark Troopers. Hammers being shared among everybody. And so they say, okay, if you share the Dark Hammer with me, I will take a nap. And we have like a bunch of sweet moves, knee darts. Then we have Grogu dancing with what are they called? I forgot what they're called. Praetorian Guard. There you go. And it was Crimson Guard, Praetorian Guard. But they're not actually not. They're more of they're not crimson colored. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff happening at once. So you got Moff Gideon continuing to show how much better of a dancer he is than the Mandalorian, including catching his hand in his. So he shows that he's tough. But we do catch a little bit of Bo-Katan saying, wait a second, something's going on down there right now. Yeah, she sees something. She heads down. She goes to deal with him. I got this. Go save your kid. And Moff Gideon says, Bo-Katan Kryze, what's going to be this time? You want to give up again? Or should I dance off with you? And she says, he says, oh, wait a second, I have a purple, I don't need a dark saber. I have a purple sleepy saber. So they do like practice, like kind of Nerf style. Grogu's running on the light fixture. But actually, wow, it's high quality light fixture because it lands on Grogu. But then the Mandalorian comes in. And then we get some great teamwork. This did remind me of the movie John Wick. John Wick does not have the force, but just the style of action. Bo-Katan and Moff Gideon go back and forth, dancing off with their sabers. And, we also have the stuff with the Mandalorians and the Dark Troopers, but the Dark Troopers are not very effective. Praetorians at first, they do seem pretty tough, but Grogu's got some good force going. So he manages to save his papa quite a few times, and then his papa eventually, he does, it is John Wick style. It's cool, but he definitely needs Grogu's help. But yeah, the Praetorian Guard, they go to, visit the, wherever the place where the Emperor was hanging out. He says, great job, kid. Then we see Axe Woves is piloting the capital ship into the base for a permanent landing. So he says, Bo, Casca, coming in hot. Get everyone out of that base. That'll put the base to rest. So Bo's going back and forth with Moff Gideon. That's my mind. Meanwhile, everybody else, I guess, understandably, they do seem to respond very well. The Mandalorians start to make a break, and Bo-Katan seems to be outmatched by Moff Gideon, even though she makes one last attempt. He breaks the darksaber. Not really Bo-Katan's fault. But I see, who does that, who darksaber, the thing was made, it wasn't made strong enough because he short circuits it. Pulls off her helmet, says, no more darksaber. And now you've lost. But he said, dude, are you paying attention to anything? Mandalorians are weak once they lose their trinkets. She smiles. She says, by the way, we're stronger together. And then Din Djarin comes out with Grogu. And And they say, now it's like, and then Axe Woves' ship is coming in. Perfect aim, and this Axe Woves, I mean, he's got a pretty big hole to shoot for. He manages to get off, too, so we'll see him again, maybe. And the ship comes into the base, which obviously creates quite a situation. And we see, like, everybody has to get together. Bo, Din, and Grogu. And they're still going back and forth. Grogu actually sits down and, he does a Mandalorian style slide. He pushes down, what do you call it? So they all work together, all three of them, but eventually we see the ship come in and they're trying to hide between Bo-Katan's little tiny shield, but then so we see, and we knew it would be okay, obviously, but first you get a few minutes of like, huh? But then you hear the Force music, and you see Grogu's kind of like Sue Storm style, I'd say, or who was that? Like comic, like a small local shield that shields them, but not Moff Gideon. Shield bubble. Very Sue Storm's the most person I'm thinking of, but there is somebody from Jean Grey maybe. So yeah, they like everything sweeps over them. And then they look at each other. Grogu's like, I need a nap now. Holy cow. And the base is falling to pieces. We fade in. And then we come back out. We see the old domed city from above. We hear some drums, and we're down in living waters. Bath time, baby. Time for a tubby. All, every Mandalorian's gathered. They're playing the drums, and the kid that loves to be smelled by the beings on that other planet, and we'll find out about this one, is there. Swear on my name and the name of the ancestors. Ragnar, I shall walk the way of the Mandalore. And the words of the creed shall be forever forged in my heart. No interruptions this time. And the kid goes from foundling right into apprentice. This is the way. Ragnar says this is the way. Mandalorians say this is the way. Walks off. Then the Mandalorian Din walks up with Grogu. Grogu's ear was cutely stuck on Mandalorian's chest. They come out. They're at the living waters. Grogu says, Papa, am I going to take a bath? He says, Grogu's my apprentice. Not right now. He's not a foundling anymore. Can we add him to the song? And the armor says, well, he can't speak, so can't take the creed. And Mandalorian says, okay, well, I'm going to have to find a technicality then. He's got to remain a foundling. And the Mandalorian says, luckily I have the whole rule, but like I have the way memorized. If his parents gave him permission, couldn't he be a apprentice then? Yeah, but parents, I mean, he's a Yodish being. We don't even know what that means. We just know that's what Scoot says. Grogu makes a lot of cute noises. And then the Mandalorian says, then I'll adopt him as my own. And Grogu looks up, Papa? You'll be my official Papa. And the armor says, this is the way. And the Mandalorian says, this is the way. And Grogu's eyes say, my Papa, Din Djarin, is accepting this foundling as a son. Now, this has been a precedent with Ragnar, so makes sense. Grogu makes some more cute noises. You're now Din Grogu, Mandalorian apprentice. This is the way. And Grogu kind of nods. And you got to take your apprentice on his journeys, by the way. You got to, just as your teacher did with you. So hit the road. Mandalorian says, this is the way. Grogu looks into the living waters. No bath for Grogu. But Grogu looks deep, and then we scroll down to the depths. And you see a Holy James Cameron documentary. We just saw, we see the the mythosaur, whose eyes open and say, howdy, hi. I am the mythosaur. By the way, could somebody, toss me some briny shrimp or something down here? Then we see a Mandalorian flag hanging. Slow zoom out. We have the armorer. She's carrying a torch. Very Olympic style, though it's walking slowly. She hands it to Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan turns, rotates, and holds it up and lights the Great Forge is relit. Great work, everybody, because they really did a good job. Looks like you could cook a good pizza in there. Like I know people get those pizza ovens lately. Then everybody does the gauntlet clap. And then Axel says for Mandalore 3 times or 4 times. He really yells it. Then we have the M1 come out, or the N1 come out of hyperspace, heads into a planet. Oh, it's a beach planet with the beach base. Beach base, come in. And they say, yeah, we're just here chilling with our palm trees and our bar. Not, really defending this is why we can't get to the outer rim, because we're just kicking it in our clubhouse. Mandalorian says, how about you do a little less kicking it, more kicking. I think that, I already forgot this guy's name, the character, but he's drinking blue milk. He's talking to a Greedish being. Says, let me buy you a drink, Mando. He says, I'm here on business. Carson Tava. Appreciate it, man. Made our jobs easier. Mandalorian says, you would have got to it. I just got there first. I believe in you. Grogu grabs some bar snacks, sees an IG-11 helmet. So that gets us a chance to complete that circle. It's not your friend, though. It reminds him of somebody who once knew. So isn't that a name of a song? Carson Tava says, what up? His blue milk's more like a Powerade color, though. Mandalorian says, by the way, I'm looking for some work, Carson. I can't, I got my kid now. It's official, by the way. Okay. I know you're not, you're too busy here drinking at the base to deal with any remnants. I need some work. Okay, so you want to work for the New Republic? He goes, on the down low, I maybe, case-by-case basis only, independent. And Carson Davis says, yeah, there's, what kind of bureaucracy we're talking about? Never approve it. He goes, yeah, you won't tell him. He says, let me think about it. He goes, you already have, man. He goes, it's a great deal. By the way, I'm the toughest dude, by far, but anywhere, ever. And he goes, what I want for a down payment is that IG-11 scrap head, needed for parts. Then we see Navarro, which is looking good. Nice paint job on some of the buildings. Grief gives him a deed to a cabin just outside of town where you could lay low with your new family. And Grief loves, between adventures, he loves that it's Din Grogu. So he gets a kick out of it. He says, what up, Din Grogu? You could kick back there too, at the cabin. And the Mandalorian says, I got a gift as well. He's got, the mechanic droids, and Zalians, and it's IG-11, your new marshal. Hey people, I'm the Marshal of Navarro. Very, Robo-Bud. I'm here to serve and, keep it going. I'm at your disposal. Serve at your pleasure. He's got a matching paint job to Grief Karga's High Magistrate outfit. And then we go to the cabin out, not in a bad spot, a little bit of greenery. Could use a little bit more shade. I mean, if you're asking me, but, and cool way to end it, in my opinion, because of the style of like a Mandalorian sitting with his feet up, on the porch. And then Grogu's helping a frog fly. And then there's one of those, I don't know what you call it, but it zooms into just a circle of Grogu and the frog, which is just fun. And the frog jumps into the water. The episode ends with first panel is flying Mandalorians and troopers. Then the second panel is the capital ship and a bunch of TIE interceptors and stuff like that. Then we got the tanks with the cloned, what do you call it, Smoffs. Then the Mandalorian in this case, he's like totally taking out the control panel. Then we have a shot of the, what are those things, TIE bombers in the bay. Then we got a TIE pilot flying. Then another shot of the capital ship getting taken down. And then the indoor gardens or the subterranean gardens, very beautiful. And another thing you see and then the armor, she doesn't have the share hammer in this shot. I mean, this is like, pre-production maybe. She's got some sort of Dyson backpack vacuum. She's just the share vacuum. Looks powerful. It definitely looks powerful. And then Bo-Katan with the Darksaber. And then more flying inside the base, as part of the big dance-off number. And what else we got here? Then some sort of, okay. I couldn't figure this out. It's funny that it's easier to figure out on a smaller screen. But when I was watching on my TV, I was like, what is this? So it's like a hall. I mean, I guess it's in great shape. So the total rebuild at this point. So it doesn't look like what it looked like in the episode. But it's a hall full of people. Now looking at it, it's like all Mandalorians. But when I was looking at the TV, I guess because I have my glasses on, that's probably unfortunately why I couldn't figure it out. There's a clue why I couldn't figure it out, because now this is way closer to me. I could see that it's all Mandalorians. But so this is like the Great Forge, which when they say Great Forge, they actually mean 3 separate forges. I think that was clear in the other one too. The Great Forge is the room, I believe. I mean, this is just my assumptions. So, of course, I believe my assumptions. So the Great Forge, a lot of Mandalorians. There's one on the right side, watching Solo up or walking. Sorry, excuse me. I just got to walk, they're walking out to use the restroom, or they're standing. No, it doesn't look like they're on. It looks like they're just standing up on a ledge watching. Then we go to Tropical Base. I don't see the IG-11 helmet. It looks a lot grittier in this picture and more depressing, where in the show, Tropical Base looks like, what do you want me to go to the Outer Rim? I'm kicking it at Tropical Base. And then we have a shot of Grogu. I'm not sure if it's a frog now. Mandalorian's in a rocking chair, or he's just got a chair leaned back. His feet are up. Really cool. And there's a couple lights on. It's dusk. M1's parked. And really cool shot because, yeah, it's just very funny. I don't know. Great way to, I don't know. I feel like it's very on brand, ending at a cabin out on the, out front. And yeah, that's the end of the episode. And, yeah, I mean, I guess like the season that, there's I try to avoid all speculation, but I can't avoid titles of articles. Does seem like people are saying, I don't know. So, but I feel like, so this is season 3, right? We got the writer's strike, which I think will be a good thing for everybody in the end. But so I don't know if season 4 had been even started, but definitely seems like, that I'm fine with it being delayed as long as possible, to make sure that everybody gets working conditions where they can flourish, especially, when we've seen kind of the, well, anyway, the end of the episode, nobody, you're resting, but, so we may have a little wait for season 4. But yeah, I guess the main question was is Pedro Pascal going to be in season 4? I don't know. We'll find out, won't we, at some point? And yeah, so thanks for watching or listening, and I'm so glad I can get to help you fall asleep. Good night, everybody. All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody who became a patron recently. Really appreciate it. Arjun, Sarah, and Ellie, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Lisa, Ann, and Jan, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Colin, Nicole, and Samuel, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Judy, Cubed, and Lisa, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Felicity, Kimberly, and Felicitas, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Susan, Ian, and Adam, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Jenny, Maya, and Eddie, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Lori, Susan, and E, thank you. Thanks, and good night. And Stephanie, Alyssa, and Rachel, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Thanks, everybody who supports the show on Patreon or Apple Podcasts or supports our sponsors. That's how we're able to come out free twice a week. And we've grown the archives thanks to Tuck You In sponsors or Scoots asking for stuff, which you'll hear after this. But if you're not in a position to support the show financially, you could keep up with what we're doing. There's like Patreon has kind of like a free way to follow our Patreon. It doesn't get all the bonus content, but it's a cool way to keep in touch and see all the videos we post on there. But a huge way to support the show is just spread the word, let people know about the podcast, and let me know so I can say thank you. Do it on social media or send me a message. Because I could not do it. I don't want to do it without any of you. Wouldn't do it without any of you, but I could not do it without all of you. So thank you so much and good night.